So in my video yesterday, I mentioned that if ADOR wants to strengthen their case, the next move would be to prove Hee-jin's involvement, like show actual evidence that she tampered with things or influenced newjeans' decision to terminate their contract. And guess what? Today, Dispatch drops a bombshell, exposing Hee-jin's role in all of this. They're saying she's been plotting this whole escape from ADOR plan with newjeans from the start. But you know what? The real victims in this mess? It's the bunnies. Like, y'all have been out here trusting the girls, supporting them no matter what, even with all this chaos going on behind the scenes. But I think it's time to step back and really ask yourself, who are you supporting? Are these people really as loyal to you as you are to them? At the end of the day, this whole thing feels like one big power game. The fans are being used as pawns, and honestly, so are the girls. It's messed up. Dispatch, in its original report, has mentioned 15 points. Some of them have already been discussed on this channel, so I will only mention the new info. Like in point 15, Dispatch exposed her for inappropriate love spells. Dispatch said, in 2021, Hee-jin brought newjeans from source. At the time, she tried to make a deal in an unconventional and immoral way. Hee-jin's views on her job, workplace, and women are abnormal. She does not care about the means and methods to achieve her goals. Then they reported a conversation. Here's a better translation. I was flirting like crazy with a high-ranking HYBE executive sitting close, asking him to come closer because I couldn't hear. I'm not saying I want to engage in body lobbying, but if sleeping with them once makes things easier, maybe it's possible. I think I could make the executive completely hooked after one night. In the report, it is mentioned that it's just conversations and the alleged inappropriate actions did not occur because the other party severed ties with Hee-jin. However, Dispatch claims she ultimately succeeded in bringing newjeans to ADOR, noting that she recruited the group from Source Music in 2021. Of course, netizens are talking a lot about this specific part of the report. Some are saying Dispatch is crossing the line, and they are now personally attacking and getting too much involved into her private life. I see a lot of comments in support of her at this point because let's not forget there are people who think of Hee-jin as a victim from the hands of men in the industry who are just desperately trying to tear her down. I don't have anything to say about body lobbying accusations, but I do agree that Hee-jin's view on her job, workplace, and women are abnormal. I'm sorry, but she has tried to save a man who allegedly harassed the women working under her, and she was no way a girl's girl. Secondly, Dispatch exposed a pattern of lies. Point number 4 on Dispatch report says Hee-jin's comeback strategy was basically a 2-track plan. On one side, she was quietly emailing to get herself reinstated as the CEO. Meanwhile, newjeans was out front, putting public pressure on HYBE through their broadcasts. Dispatch actually got their hands on text messages Min sent to the members' families. These texts were from the day of the live broadcast. We clearly request the return of the CEO to normalized management on September 11th, 2024. At that point, Hee-jin was totally on the defensive. Public opinion was turning against her because of the whole incel scandal, where her response to sexual harassment victims was, let's just say, not it. But that live broadcast, it flipped the script. She managed to shift the narrative and, honestly, use the girls to boost her own image again. She set it up so the foolish kids, her words, not mine, ended up cleaning up her mess. In the next point, newjeans emphasized that Labang is one's own decision. Dispatch exposed newjeans for lying to all of us. Newjeans made it clear during the live stream that it was all their own decision. One of them even said, I'm worried people might say something ridiculous, like, didn't the CEO make you do this? And Hee-jin's side, they were quick to shut down any suspicions. In a now-deleted KBS interview, they claimed, Hee-jin stopped the live stream. I talked about this article in my HYBE Media Play video, and I said that HYBE got this article deleted. But apparently the article got deleted because it had wrong information. Because Dispatch has receipts. Telegram messages between Min and the members' families from September 11th. Turns out she knew exactly when the live stream would start. She was hyped, even saying something like, the bunnies are setting the stage. Let's be real. She was using the girls to push her own demands. It's pretty obvious she was orchestrating everything while letting the girls take the heat. Then moving on in point 6 and 7, Dispatch again exposed Hanni, Hee-jin, and newjeans' families for lying to bunnies. Hanni said she has decided to attend the National Assembly audit She emphasized that she's going alone and hasn't discussed with anyone. The manager didn't know, the company didn't know, but Hee-jin knew. So here's what went down. On October 8th, just one day before the National Assembly inspection announcement, Hanni was spotted visiting Min's studio. She was holding this yellow envelope, which seemed to be some kind of attendance document. Hee-jin greeted her, and attorney Sejong was there too. The three of them talked for over 4 hours. Hanni ended up at a National Assembly the next day. She talked about workplace harassment and also cried at one point. Dispatch wrote, Why is it that an idol's tears are seen as precious, while their manager's struggles are basically ignored? That right, there's the dark side of K-pop. And just to add to the mess, the Ministry of Labor later dismissed the case, saying Hanni isn't technically a worker under labor laws. Apparently, she's a self-employed person who made 5.2 billion won last year. Let that sink in. Then they talked about Minji's statement at a press conference on the 29th. Minji made an interesting comment saying, I haven't talked to CEO Hee-jin separately, but I think she thinks the same way as us. Notice something? Whenever newjeans make big statements, they always keep their distance from Hee-jin. During the live stream, they used the word all by herself. At the inspection, it was alone. And now at the press conference, it's separately. And I explained in this video why they make sure to mention that it's their own decision. Without Min's involvement, because Hybe and ADOR can cancel their contract termination by stating it as invalid due to third-party involvement. This can set the ground for a Tampering case. And now, after this dispatch report, they have some evidence for their claims. But the invisible hand behind all this is just way too obvious. And honestly, it makes sense this whole live broadcast and inspection are National Assembly. And now recent press conference setup feels like one big calculated escape plan. Even the press conference wasn't spontaneous. It was already decided before Hybe even sent their official response. I explained the timing in this video. Honestly, just go and watch the video. I have talked about their whole legal strategy and answered so many questions already. And next dispatch once again exposed Hee-jin with evidence that she was planning to exit with newjeans and meeting the investors. Remember the reports of Haerin uncle's involvement. I'll explain in short. Dispatch said, on September 30th, Hee-jin met who is a chairman and owner of the company, Debolink, and it was the uncle of a newjeans member who arranged the meeting. Now, chairman talked with Dispatch and he said, it seemed like Hee-jin and Mr. B were already preparing to escape Hive. In a 3-hour meeting, she directly asked, can I bring out the newjeans? According to the chairman, Uncle asked him to invest 5 billion won. And it seems like he initially agreed to this because 2 days after the meeting, on October 2nd, Debolink announced plans to appoint new directors. However, Hee-jin later denied any contact with Debolink. Chairman A complained to Dispatch, saying, this is the first time I've been subjected to such a prank. He said they directly came to my house saying they wanted to meet, and yet they claimed there was no contact at all. Their lies caused the stock price to plummet by 50% in a short period. It's absolutely absurd. And as a result of all this, the chairman removed Uncle from the proposed list of directors. And I have discussed this before on my channel. Netizens were saying it was because of Hybe that their family members' work or motions were stopped. And all this happened when Hee-jin and newjeans both were under contract, so it was clear tampering. Then we have text messages from Hee-jin, where she is insulting girls, and Dispatch said to Hee-jin, an artist is a tool. In the end, Dispatch wrote a long paragraph saying, in Hee-jin's resignation statement, she said, one person's malicious action should not damage the nature of karma. It was really bad, but wait, does Hee-jin even have the right to talk about karma? Let's not forget, she didn't exactly build newjeans the hard way, instead of putting in sweat and effort. She used them more for her agendas than investing energy in their growth. Now, Hee-jin turned newjeans into her personal shield. They were a sword during the live stream drama and a spear for her National Assembly inspection moment. While she soaked up the glory, the group ended up taking the hits. And karma? She stayed behind the scenes, scheming up new plans. When rumors started, she denied it all, calling it groundless. But if there hadn't been any photos to back up the claims, she probably would have been called out again. There's this quote of Joseph Goebbels that sums this up perfectly. Agitation can be done in one sentence, but to refute it requires dozens of pages of documents and evidence. And by the time you refute it, people are already agitated. And honestly, that's exactly what we're seeing play out here. I'm honestly so tired of this feud between Hybe, Hee-jin, and newjeans. I don't even know what to say anymore or who to believe. At this point, I feel like the bunnies are the only ones being used in all this drama. And the girls are just stuck in the middle. So from now on, I'm not going to share any more personal thoughts or opinions on this whole situation. I'm just going to give you updates on what's happening rather than sharing what I think, because honestly, a week or a month later, it all turns out to be false or wrong, or someone's just lying. So I'm sticking to giving you the updates and letting the facts speak for themselves. Bunnies have filed a criminal report against Hybe and Source Music, as well as Dispatch after this flaming expose article about Hee-jin, where they are saying these photos are obtained through stalking. It was reported that OPES, the legal firm representing Bunnies, filed a complaint to the Yongsan police station in Seoul on accounts of violating the Personal Information Protection Act and violating the Information and Communication Network Act, requesting for the three parties to be held accountable for information leakage and defamation. Bunnies have stated that they will continue to file complaints against the malicious articles, posts, and videos related to newjeans after this Dispatch's explosive article. And this is why I said in the start, bunnies are just a pawn in this power game and someone's personal agenda. Again, just to be clear, All of this info is alleged, and we still don't know who's telling the truth at this point. Hee-jin has also filed lawsuits against former Hybe CEO Park Ji-won, Hybe CCO Park Tae-hee, and Dispatch reporters Kim Ji-ho and Park Hee-jin, who wrote the article. Hee-jin legal representative said in April this year, these two SME reporters were accused of illegally obtaining private conversations and spreading lies about Hee-jin to stir up negative press against her. Even recently, on December 2nd, 2024, they wrote another article that was far from the truth, filled with their own assumptions and guesses, with no real fact-checking. It's basically another piece of misinformation. Hee-jin's going all in with this lawsuit, and she's aiming to reveal the truth through a thorough investigation. And, of course, hold those responsible legally for spreading lies. There are so many opinions flying around about all this, and some people are even saying that Dispatch might be biased in all of this. Netizens are questioning Dispatch why they don't report Hybe artists' dating rumor, and is Hybe paying Dispatch to keep quiet about their artists' private lives. A lot of people have pointed out that Dispatch hasn't reported on things like V and Jennie's rumored relationship, or even any dating scandals involving other Hybe idols, despite the rumors still floating around. One netizen even posted about this in a forum, saying, Dispatch made its name by exposing dating scandals, especially ones involving the big three agencies, SM, YG, and JYP, but they never ever report on Hybe. Even when a female idol from another agency had 2 dating rumors reported by Dispatch, but then starts dating a Hybe idol, suddenly no dating rumors get reported. Well, this kind of selective journalism does raise red flags for me. It makes them seem less like an independent news source and more like a tool for certain interests. What do you think about all of this that's happening?